Welcome to this week's edition of Sun News Blazer Beat. I'm Zoe Hanson.
And I'm Troy Grimmond. Thanks for tuning in. The Blazers track and field team is ramping up for their upcoming season, heading up to Provo to compete in the Brigham Young University December Invitational. The Blazers ended last season in magnificent fashion, with the team setting 6 new school records, and Addie Wyatt returning for her junior season after her all-conference performance in the 800-meter run. The Blazers are going to be spending a good deal up north for the first 2 of their meets and continue their hot streak from last year.
The Utah Tech men's basketball team begins an undefeated streak in conference play. The Burns Arena was loud and packed for the game on Saturday. The Trailblazers faced off against in-state opponent Utah Valley University. The Blazers led with 12 points when the final buzzer sounded and gave the Wolverines their first loss in the conference. In a pregame interview with Sun News sports reporter Brant Farshow, junior Beyond Riley said, "I feel like the fans ultimately help us play better. We have to do our job and come out ready to play, but having all these fans in the arena supporting us makes a big difference." And it seems it made a difference. The Trailblazers achieved their first conference win. The Blazers challenged California Baptist last night in Lancer territory and earned their second conference victory. Riley also achieved his career high of 21 points in this game. Next up, the team will play the University of Idaho Saturday at the Burns Arena.
Also taking on California Baptist University, the Blazers women's basketball team falls to a 1-win and 1-loss record after their 69-78 defeat. The Blazers outscored the Lancers in the first and fourth quarters and cashed in one more three-pointer than the Lancers. Even with the loss, it was all Macy Warren for the Blazers, who racked up 26 points on 17 attempts, only missing 7 times. The Blazers' next matchup in their 3-game homestand is this Saturday against the Weber State Wildcats.
In honor of basketball season, Troy and I decided to have our last competition on the court in a friendly game of pig. Take your pick now on who you think won.
If you tuned into the last 2 ones, I'm down 0-2. Zoe here, never played basketball in her life. Me, I mean, I've shot around, I've dabbled in the sport a little, but I never played, in high school. I was never that much of a hooper. So today, we're going head-to-head in a game of pig to see who comes out on top. And I'm grabbing this win.
I got nothing. I think I just got to give him a chance at winning one of ours.
Oh my goodness. She actually almost had that one. Bang! Oh. All right, we missed the first one. Wow. This is where it dropped. 3 ball. Oh no. Yep. Money. It's not crooked. I'm just so much better. I'm so much better than you. Zoe Hanson, about to have our first letter of the day. Boom. She almost had that. My money might be down, but my athletic skills, they're up. 2 in a row. Oh my gosh! I'm like MJ. Good game. Here we go. And I'm a bum. I should never play this sport again. And here's Zoe, trying to get on the board for the last point. All right. Game time. Wow. Oh, that's terrible. Go, Zoe. Oh my goodness. Locked in. The producer on your side, and that's an air ball. That's an air. I thought you don't air ball. I don't really get a lot of moments like these. A lot of clarity, a couple clouds in the sky. The moon's looking down on me for this glorious win here in St. George, Utah. The mountain ranges from sea to shining sea. Everyone's chanting, "Troy, Troy, Troy." They all believed in me. What's funny? They all wrote me off too, but I didn't write back.
I had to let him win.
What'd you say?
I've done it. I've done it. I picked up my first win, ladies and gentlemen. I've done it, and it feels great. It feels great. I'm amped up. I'm ready to go. What do you have to say for yourself? You couldn't sweep me.
If any of you thought that I would actually win this segment, You're crazy. I don't think the last time I played basketball was probably pig in my front yard when I was 10 years old. So I'm really glad that you actually pulled this off, because if you didn't, that would be pretty embarrassing.
So, I mean, you use that excuse now, but I've never played pickleball, and you swept me just like how I swept you. So it's kind of like the same thing,
fair,
unless you
but-
want to make up a bunch of,
Okay, but like at
sorry
least
excuses.
I had a chance, right?
We'll leave it at that.
After the break, we'll be talking about ethics and stereotypes in sports journalism.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
In sports journalism, there is a fine line you must not cross. And you cross that line generating your stories with artificial intelligence. With the discovery and innovative technology of AI, sports journalists that have been utilizing AI without giving credit are becoming unethical. A prominent example is the well-known outlet Sports Illustrated, who used articles published by their partner at the time, Advent Commerce. According to an article written by PBS, on November 26th, the Futurism website, a media company focused on providing readers a glimpse into the world of tomorrow, reported that Sports Illustrated had posted written stories by authors they could not identify. The article quotes Tom Rosenstiel, a professor at the University of Maryland. He says that there's nothing wrong with experimenting with artificial intelligence. The mistake in it is trying to hide it and doing it poorly. If you want to be in the truth-telling business, which journalists claim they do, you shouldn't tell lies. A secret is a form of lying. Since then, Sports Illustrated has taken down the stories and cut ties with the third-party company that was responsible for the stories, Advent Commerce. As stated by Rosenstiel, it's okay to experiment with AI, even using it to brainstorm ideas, but once you take those ideas with the facade that you wrote them, it goes against everything journalism stands for.
And interviews falling through is no excuse to make up quotes to fill a requirement. Fox Sports broadcaster Carissa Thompson faced backlash after her statement on Barstool Sports' Pardon My Take podcast. Thompson revealed she would make up quotes for sideline reports if coaches were absent.
And I've said this before, so I haven't been fired for saying it, but I'll say it again. I would make up the report sometimes because A, the coach wouldn't come out at halftime, or it was too late. And I was like, I didn't want to screw up the report. So I was like, I'm just going to make this up because first of all, no coach is going to get mad if I say, hey, we need to stop hurting ourselves. We need to be better on third down. We need to stop turning the ball
Pressure
over.
the quarterback.
We need, yeah, exactly. and do a better job of getting off the field. Like, they're not going to correct me on that.
Right.
So I'm like, it's fine. I'll just make up the report.
Later on, Thompson apologized for her statement, saying, "I'm sorry, I have never lied about anything or been unethical during my time as a sports broadcaster. The people want real news. They don't want fake news, and this is the definition of fake news. Making up quotes to meet a requirement is unethical and shouldn't be done." As a current sportscaster, I would never think of this as an alternative for a missing quote. Instead, I would find a different angle to take. For example, in football, they have multiple coaches for different positions on the team. If the head coach was unable to do an interview, I would instead request to speak with a different coach. Or I would find out the reason that coach couldn't attend the interview. Is it because he was talking to his players after the game? Or did he leave the field upset? There are multiple story angles to that. Making up interviews is unethical and sets a bad look for other reporters. Female reporters such as Tracy Wolfson, Maddie Hudak, and Molly McGrath commented about her statement. Wolfson says, "This is absolutely not okay, not the norm and upsetting on so many levels. I take my job very seriously. I hold myself accountable for all I say. I build trust with coaches and never make something up. I know my fellow reporters do the same." Is this part of the reason female reporters aren't taken seriously? For years, female reporters have not gotten the same opportunities as male reporters. 43 years ago, Sports Illustrated sued Major League Baseball for denying reporter Melissa Ludke access to the clubhouses where the male reporters were authorized at Yankee Stadium. The court ruled in Ludke's favor, but with stunts like this, with Carissa Thompson, it gives the public an edge to not respecting female reporters. Rather than getting taken seriously, female reporters are commented about their appearance. Jules Breach, sports broadcaster, spoke out about some disheartening comments left on the work she did, saying, "We all expect criticism because of the public work we do. It's part of our job, but it's frustrating when that criticism is based on our gender and not actually the facts. There's that line that you cross, that you mentioned. You don't cross that line. Making up interviews and making up quotes just because someone's absent isn't ethical at all. Using AI to make up something that you're not thinking of yourself, it's not ethical, and it's giving a bad look for journalists.
Well, especially in this day and age where there's so many outlets and places you can go to get quotes and information. Like you said, there's multiple football coaches. I mean, the strength and conditioning coach, the wide receiving coach. An example on the Los Angeles Rams, like maybe a player could get kicked out and you want to do a story on that. They have emotional coaches on the sideline that pull Sean McVay, the head coach of the LA Rams, away from the sideline. You could get an interview with him and get a quote from him. There's so many other ways you can go about getting quotes than just making it up.
And where Thompson was saying that no coach is going to get mad if I say like something good about the team, but maybe some coaches, sure, but I bet the majority of coaches don't want words being put into their mouth that could come at them later.
At the end of the day, it's still a lie. That's the problem. It's not their words spoken, and it's kind of the same thing with artificial intelligence. You're having AI write that story and then pawning it off as some random dude who loves the outdoors and stuff that you can't find anywhere. I mean, it's just unethical.
Exactly, and in our last Sun News editorial, we talked about how using AI is not all bad. You can use it to get an idea or two, but don't use it to write your whole story and make up your whole mind. That's not what it's used for,
No.
especially not in the newsroom.
Not at all. And that's it for this for Sun News Blazer Beat this semester. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll see you back here next year. Good luck on finals, Trailblazers.
Chris. Stop laughing. I'm trying to do the intro. Can you do the intro? I got nothing.
When I went to bed that night, I sleep at a 68-degree temperature. My room was 67 degrees, okay?
I can't be taking 3 balls no more.
All I gotta say is don't judge my story by the chapter you just dropped in on, all right?
I was never that much of a hooper.
You got nothing.
Pressure makes diamonds, baby.
Was it?
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. That's all I got.
I got nothing.
Bro, nowhere on campus is safe right now.
A word of the wise. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Can we talk about the ultimate look of defeat with you laying on the ground after you lost 5-0?
I gotta stop being cocky. No! My arrogance is getting the best of me.
Awful weather.
You ladies all right?
No!
Are we for real?
Get out of here with those bloopers.